Stubblebine! Nice running into you. You know, we could really use an elevator around here.
You think?
Yeah. Let me try to stand up here with this thing. Oh. Hey, look. I can walk. Well, the fall must have jarred my back into place.
Well, isn't that peachy? I think you knocked mine out of place.
Well, let's put you in my wheelchair. Kids, come here and help us. You okay? Oh. Let's turn them around this way. Which way are you headed? Down there? Okay.
When do you graduate?
Why, next June. Why?
Well, it's not soon enough for me. Whoever heard of a 60-year-old senior anyway?
Well, let me help you here. Let me give you a shove. Have a nice day, Mr. Stubblebine.
Gee, I hope he'll be all right.
He'll be fine. Look, he's giving me the thumbs up sign.
I don't think that's his thumb.
Ooh. Oh, I guess it's not. Hey, Coach Perriott. Look, I can walk. I'll be able to play in next week's game.
That's great, Thor. Make sure you take a nap before the game. I don't want you falling off the bench again.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Hi, my name is Troy Johnson, and I'm an 8th grader at Monroeville Schools. All new schools and public buildings are required by law to be completely handicap accessible. Monroeville Schools is not required to have an elevator, but considering the many physically challenged people in the world today, it would be the responsible thing to do.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Lewis. I'm the maintenance supervisor here at Monroeville Local Schools.
So, Jeremy, does that mean you're over Mr. Stubblebine?
Yes, I am. I'd like to address a few issues with you. One of the main concerns that we have due to the age of the structure of our school system is the roofing throughout its entirety. Our average age of our roof is 23 and a half years old. Our newest roof is 20 years old currently, and our oldest roof would be 48 years old. And that is part of the main drive behind this, is to replace all that due to the water damage that it's causing from its age and the fact that its life expectancy has just been met and it's plainly wore out at this point. I'd also like to express the fact that we also have some masonry issues due to water damage that are causing us some concern that need to be addressed sometime in the near future also. At this point, I'd like to refer to the map that I have here, which will allow you to see the areas that we have that are shaded in blue. We had a scan done of our roof, and this scan informs us to the fact that there is water retaining or moisture retaining inside below the membrane of our roofing system. This would be the back part of the high school where the industrial arts area is, and this would be over top of the two-story section of the high school, including the classrooms over Ms. Snetzer, Mr. Dunlap, and over top of the auditorium and on around to where the French room and the chemistry room are. This picture over here would be the elementary school, and this shaded area would be here, would be the north wing of the 64 addition, which would include Mr. Allen's room and everything that way, direction from the library. And then this would be the gymnasium and the hallway that leads down to the north section.
So, Jeremy, these wet areas on the roof, are they actually causing damage to the underlying structure?
Yes, they will, and they have. They will rot out the metal decking that lies below the roof and force us eventually to replace that, along with the buildup foam that gives it the taper to drain the water and the membrane itself. So in other words, you have a lot of leaks in the roof. Every time it rains, we have leaks, and it's not one spot in particular over another. It's a trickle-down effect everywhere. It's a new leak, a new problem every time. Some areas more so than others, repetitively, but overall we haven't had an area yet that I can't think of we haven't had water coming through at one point or another in the last 4 years since I took over. Okay, maybe you can show me some of these leaks and these bad areas on the ceilings. Certainly. That won't be a problem. All right, let's do that. You're ready. Hello again. I'd just like to show you all we're in Ms. Snetzer's room in the northwest end of the high school, where all the teachers come standard issue in their classroom with a baby bucket, necessary to capture the water that's leaking from the steel beams and the masonry, which is rotting out above their windows. Every other classroom has it, and every classroom comes with it in order to capture the excess water that runs down into the classroom every time it rains. And now I'll take you down to the library to show you some of the masonry damage I was speaking about earlier. Here we are in the library. I want to show you an example of the effervescence where it is coming through the walls on the exterior of the second floor of the high school building. And what's happening here is it's actually mineralizing the masonry plaster that makes up the walls, and it just flakes and, I mean, for all practical purposes, just it falls off the wall. And this happens all along the second story of our building due to water penetration. And this is part of the reasons and part of the things that we want to take care of by getting some more funding in order to fix the exterior and interior of the building.
So what happens if that's left, you know, the way it is, and you don't fix it or anything?
If we don't put an investment into repairing the exterior of the building, retuck pointing, sealing, opening up all the old weep drains that may have become plugged over the years by improper maintenance of the masonry itself, trying to band-aid fix things, I would see that eventually our school building is going to crumble from both the inside and the outside. I mean,
that wouldn't be good, would it?
No, no.
Okay, so where to next?
Now we'll take you up to the art room to show you where one of the worst areas of leaking has occurred. Okay, here we are in Mrs. Vogel's room upstairs. It should be the art room in the high school. And here's where we've had some severe water damage over the years. We've got more effervescence, and we also have a big section of the old plastered in ceiling up above that has fallen out due to the leaking that occurred. Since there's only one drain that drains the entire roof section over top of her room, which in the wintertime we have to go up there with a garden hose and hot water running through the garden hose from the boiler room, and we literally melt the ice off the roof in order to keep the drains open so that we don't flood this section of the school, which is always a fun and exciting job in the middle of wintertime because it's like a giant ice skating rink to get up there.
Yeah, I can see that. Wow. What can you do with that hole the way it is right now? What about how do you fix the leaks?
Well, the easiest solution would be to have this roof re-sloped so it would drain out onto the other roof where there's more drains that lie inside of the roof system itself, instead of making this one go through the parapet wall and has an exterior facing drain. The rest of the drains are interior, which lie in the building, and they stay thawed from the heat that's in the building. This one is all on the outside of the building, so it freezes up just like if you leave your garden hose outside in the wintertime and leave it on and it bursts.
So the new roof would be slanted, the whole thing,
yes,
and it would alleviate this type of thing happening again.
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good.
More pitch would run the water closer to the drains instead of running it as far as it does now.
All right, well, Jeremy, thank you very much. You've been very informative.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, go. Oh, hey! Big game with Mapleton this week. Just out here with the boys doing a little practicing of some plays. Anyway, boy, a little tired.
Hey, Thor, I need to practice that blitz.
Oh, sure thing, Reed. Just a second. All right, let's go. Excuse me. All right. Hit me as hard as you can, Reed. Oh. Oh.
Dude, you can't hit him that hard. He's too old. He looks dead. Man, I killed him? Oh no, if you did, Coach is going to be mad.
Oh, where am I? Oh, help me up, fellas. Oh. Reed, what'd you hit me that hard for?
Told me to.
You know, kids, I don't remember football being this hard 40 years ago.
Boy, Thor took a hard hit there. That's too bad.
Hello, just here with Bob Butler, the elementary school principal, and I wanted to just touch bases with him about the new additions that is proposed in the bond issue. Bob, how many classrooms will the new addition add?
There's a proposal for 12 new classrooms. That would be for pre-K through 3rd grade. It would include 2 special ed classrooms and a music/art room so that the kids wouldn't have to travel farther into the building to have those 2 special classes.
All right, the music room now that's that used to be some type of storage closet, wasn't it?
Yes, at one time it used to be the maintenance department's area.
Yeah, I've been in there. In fact, I'll talk to Mrs. Turner later, but there's not much room in there. I
I mean,
No,
it
it's
really
not
could
it's
do
not a
anything.
full-size classroom by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, okay. You know, part of that 12-room addition, I think you're going to have a special room for occupational therapy and physical therapy.
Yes, we're actually going to, we proposed in that addition to have an area where that they can store their records securely instead of in different places throughout the building now, so that they can have a central location for all the students that they're helping. They're also going to have a conference area to meet with parents and discuss the progress of those students with.
So right now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And with that being said, you know, right now they're using the cafeteria and the hallways to do those kind of things. So that music/art room, when it's not being used, they'll be able to use that to do their occupational therapy and physical therapy with these students, so they're not in the hallway or in the cafeteria doing it.
So right now, those kids, they kind of have classes right in the cafeteria or the hallways?
Yes, that's the only location that we have available for them to do those kind of activities, because everything else is being used during the day.
It must be difficult for the teachers to try to teach children that way.
It's not very conducive because they're trying to get ready for lunch. They're trying, you know, we have people in and out of that area, and you try to be semi-private with some of those things, but you know, we have to make do with what we have. Right.
Also, the addition will eliminate the one modular that you guys have here on the elementary side.
Right.
You have special education classes in there now, don't you?
Right. We have one side is special education, and one side is our Title I reading.
Okay.
So that will eliminate that modular. Also, will eliminate the two modulars we use for junior high, because when we move those classrooms down here, we will be able to move those kids inside the building and use those classrooms.
Yeah, that'll be great too. Well, listen, Bob, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, but hopefully we've gathered some insight here about the new addition to the elementary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Mrs. Dreschel! Mrs. Dreschel! Where are you?
Here I am. Hi, I'm Maureen Dreschel, and this is my third grade classroom. I'm going to take you on a little tour of it so you can see how small it is. It's not that it's smaller than it used to be, but the nature of learning has changed over the years. Students are now out of their desks a lot of the day. We're back and forth to the libraries, to the computers. We're working in groups. We're working on our own. We are doing a lot of activities that don't keep us at our desks. And so I'm going to show you my classroom, and then I'm going to tell you how the bond issue is going to help us to have a little bit more room. So we have, our libraries are kind of punched into corners wherever we can fit them, because we have quite a few materials now that are taking up a lot of our room. We have 4 computers in our classroom, which is nice, and the students do use them throughout the day. We have our library here, as you can see. If you look over this direction, you can see that we have a lot of new science materials, and so they're just having to take up some extra space in here. So that's why we have our library on a cart right now. If we have, if our bond issue passes, we will have a new wing where our classrooms will be quite a bit larger than these. We will be able to expand, we'll be able to work in groups, and we'll have much better, easier flow in the classroom. Also, one of our issues is using the restroom. Right now, as it is, we're kind of jockeying for space to use the restroom.